I basically started getting rejected right from the beginning. My backstory, I was a drug dealer for a lot of years. Okay. When I began to turn my life around and decided to, change my ways and, walk a path that I could be proud of, this is the business that I decided to open and to start. And it was very difficult for me when I was going around, raising awareness, trying to meet people, explain to them, what I had going on. This was in Jacksonville, Florida. I lived there for 13 years. It was really no secret, what my past entailed. And a lot of people didn't take me seriously because of my past. And a lot of people just didn't want to associate themselves with, with me, with, my business because of the fact I had done what I had done in the past. So it was very, very difficult, in the beginning. Just like anything, you got to stay the course. You got to stay the course and, stay on the path. If there's something that you believe in and, if you want it bad enough, you're going to do what you have to do to figure it out. I mean, that's just the entrepreneurial journey, and it'll be like that from the beginning, to your last days. It'll always be something. It'll always be rejection, but you got to be a problem solver and you got to keep moving forward. Essentially, what I did is I just did as good of a job as I could with every single customer. I treated every single customer like they were the rock, or they were somebody super, super special, and just did everything I could to go above and beyond to show them that I really cared, appreciated their business, and valued their business. I always looked for ways at a time to bring more value, to them. And again, at the time, my resources were very limited. I didn't have the means or the team, that I do presently. But, you do that, just stay consistent with that, stay consistent with showing them you care, going above and beyond, when you screw things up, which you will screw things up, taking responsibility and, not only making it right, but overcompensating them, for the inconvenience, and just looking for opportunities to show them that you care, opportunities to show them that you value their business. I mean, eventually when you do that long enough and you're consistent with that long enough, they'll tell a friend. When I exited, my old life and dedicated myself to personal development and just doing all the things that I could do to become a better human being, I exited the old life, started getting on the path, started moving forward, started building a name for myself in a positive light, and finally doing something that I could be proud of. I mean, this wasn't that long ago. I'm 35 now. This is when I was around 28 that I started turning things around. I've been through a lot, and I knew that if I did have to go to prison, that on the other end of it, I would come out a better person, and I would use that situation just circumstances, an opportunity to grow on a massive level. But I didn't want to let these people down. I couldn't stomach having to, go away and essentially, put them in a bad position. So I decided to fight. I mean, I decided to fight. I put every resource that I had at the time, into my defense. And basically, we ended up going, to court, went to the judge for sentencing, and in a dramatic turn of events. I mean, I basically walked in the courtroom that day prepared to have to, walk out, in handcuffs and, be escorted to prison. I guess I had done enough good at that point, as far as turning my life around, doing things to, to give back and, serve a higher purpose. And, the universe had their plans for me. And that was without question a defining moment and turning point in my life, because I realized from that point forward, every day that I had from that point was a gift, was a blessing, and I needed to take advantage of that and take nothing for granted. And that is essentially when I really kind of stepped on the gas, started getting after it, 10X and everything. And, since that time, the last 3 years, we've grown the business over 500%. Just like when you're pitching a customer or potential investor, you have to essentially outline to them in specific, intimate detail, yet don't overwhelm the situation with details and specifics where they wouldn't understand. You just have to explain in a simple manner why doing business with you, what problems you're going to solve, how you're going to make their life easier, the impact that you're going to make, and essentially, where the vision of the company is going to go and ultimately be, should you follow the game plan that, you've laid out as the entrepreneur and visionary. If you have people that are always giving you resistance, that are seemingly never on board with the plan, always doubtful, pessimistic, just get rid of them. If you're even thinking about the fact that, you might want to get rid of them, you probably should have done it 3 or 4 months ago. I mean, the reality of it is this, that resistance, that bad energy, those negative attitudes, you don't realize how much it transcends within the entire organization. It spreads. The reason cancer spreads. And it's not until you remove that cancer from, the equation, are you going to be able to see the profound positive, almost like uplifted energy and attitude and just overall morale, within the other members of the team. It doesn't matter how good of a worker, how great of an attitude, how driven, how passionate, somebody is. If they're exposed to negativity, bad energy, and essentially someone who just isn't a good cultural fit, they're going to be impacted in a negative way. You got to think for yourself, right? So many people, their thought process, their thoughts are not their own. It's influenced from just, what they see on TV, what they see on social media, what they hear from the people around them. And that's just not a winning strategy, if you want to dominate in life and in business. You got to think for yourself. You have to, essentially learn from people who are killing it in life instead of just listening to, losers or the average people that really are just trying to drag you down. Learn things that you don't know on a daily basis from people that are crushing it at the absolute highest level. And there's no shortage of books, audiobooks, or podcasts out there where you have the opportunity to do that. It is literally, it's all over the place. But you got to listen to the stuff, learn it, and then implement it into your own life. And if you can do that, on a consistent basis, your life will continue to evolve. And, if you were to start this today and stay consistent with it, I guarantee in 6 months from now, your life would look remarkably different.